There is something that God is about to do upon the face of the earth, and specifically upon the territory of Nasarawa State, particular about Lafia. And I want you to understand that Lafia as a man-child is upon the prime definition of its calling. There is an ordination upon the territory, there is an ordination upon an individual. In the day where the ordination of the territory beckon upon the individual, it gives responsibility to the individual. So the Bible says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then I will hear from heaven and I will come, I will heal their land. In that day, it was a responsibility of the territory, not the land, because not the people. They don't care whether the people are sick, but the land is sick. And in the days when the land is sick, it beckons upon the people that can awake. There are moments and times when the prophet prophesies to the land. He doesn't prophesy to the people. Hear ye, O land of Israel. There are days where the destiny of a nation is held siege, and few men must be able to liberate it from a sound proceeding from their womb. And we are coming as that army that must fulfill the prophecy hidden about Lafia. We cannot be in this territory and men are dead. There is a need for a reawakening. The Bible said the first Adam was a living soul. The second Adam became a life-giving spirit. There is a life upon our spirit that cannot be shut down. No matter how you try, we will live expressing this life till we die. It doesn't matter whether we are only 10. It's not about the numbering. It's about those that are willing to stand. In the days when God needs army, he can give strength of 1,000 men to one man. In the days of war, sometimes you only have David, sometimes you only have Shammah, sometimes you only have Haggai. There are times when you only have Dodo. There are times when you only have Samson. Every other person may run away, one can stand, and only that one can challenge 1,000 men. What is wrong in our territory? How can 1,000 men fall off and only few survive? There are days when God needed a quorum of a numbering to achieve a matter, but there are days where God needs only one man. So you must be able to understand, particular in keeping to a territorial operation, that there are a season where God needs a quorum of a number, but there are times when God needs one man. So God can awake one man to be able to awaken others. God can revive one man to be able to revive others. But the question I will always ask, are you the one who is to come, or should we expect another? Are we wasting our time with you here, or are you part of the army? What do you see? What can you see? What is the perception in your spirit? Have you caught a burden yet, or you are still doing religion as usual? Because a sound is proceeding, it will not remain for so long. A time will come, you will beg for it, you will not find. And those that have advanced have gone. Because yet again there is a battle going on, and many must have to fall. Because the battle of a warrior is with a confusing noise. Only those that can discern the sound in the noise can be able to perceive the ordinations. Because when God begins to speak, others will hear a voice, others will hear a sound, others will see thundering, others will see cloud, others will be confused. But we have come to sound a cry for a revival, and we are demanded to awake so that we can be able to be given a marching order. I want to let you understand that God is particular about our territory, because there is so much decadence in our territory, so much carnality, so much death and decay. Few men must be willing to pay the price. In every territory, in every generation, there are people that bound themselves with a covenant that they will neither eat nor drink until God is revealed. I want you to become part of that army, not for your gain, but because of the glory of God, and because there is a kingdom that needs to be revealed. There is no better employer than God himself. And when God employs a man, he has a betterment for the man. And I want to let you know that you are not wasting your time. Neither are you ignorant of what is going on. If you think you are ignorant, it's because you choose to be ignorant. Because many men have been sounding the cloud and call. And if many people have been speaking about the revival, speaking about the need for us to reawaken, it means there is something that God wants to do. And let me bring you an understanding to what the Lord wants to do, particularly upon this territory. Far beyond ancient past, there was an exchange of ordination. The middle belt was actually supposed to be more like the firstborn in Nigeria. The middle belt was actually supposed to be the nexus, the connecting point for every tribe, nations, and family. The middle belt was designed to be a region where it's not defined by any culture. The middle belt was supposed to be a safe haven for every tradition. So the middle belt was actually supposed to be a place where everybody can come and find rest. But the time came where the sons of the bondwoman infiltrated into those territories and they colonized it. So Usman Danfodio was wise, and it began to advance towards the territory of the middle belt and begin to establish his own territory, operations, and his captains in those regions. So almost every region within the middle belt is still controlled by Fulanis. Where is their origin? They were not designed to be in this territory, but in kingship operation, in monarchy, where they can continue to rule till they die, is given to a spirit of a bondwoman. How comes they took upon themselves that heritage? A time came when our forefathers sold their birthright, and because they sold their birthright, all of us became victims and captives the same. But a generation has awakened to understand that they need to be able to rebel against the written code, so that they can be able to find again, pinpoint where they are in the operations of God. I want to let you understand there is a reason where the North has the pure apostolic and prophetic breed. If you are looking for the genuity or the sincerity of the operation of God that is not diluted, look upon the North. There is a reason why the North is being persecuted. It's because God has begun in the North and is going to end in the North. I want to let you know that messengers are going to be sent from the North all across the shores of the earth. When we speak about West Africa, the hope of West Africa actually lies in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, it lies upon the pillars of apostolic and prophetic voices. The Omega generation is an apostolic and a prophetic generation that find expression in a sound. So it is being sandwiched with psalmists, and most of these priests of the altars come with new sounds, and in their operation through new sounds, they revive men back again to God. There is a sound that will proceed to advance us into the last days, and we are in the last days. But in the last day, we must be able to understand the marching order of the Lord. What is the Lord doing right now? Now is not the time where every tribe advance. Now is the time for only Issachar, those that have understanding of times and seasons. And many of you, the Lord will have you gravitate towards diverse regions. You may be from the tribe of Dan of war. You may be from the tribe of Zebulun. You may be from any other tribe, but God will position with you certain Issachar's men. And these Issachar guys will begin to define to you your operation. So there are certain people that you must connect with in this season for you to be able to be revived. Why? You have had a lot of things, yet again you have remained decayed. What you are lacking is spirit and life. And this can only come by the utterances of the Issachar. We are in the time when God needs to define again our ordination and pinpoint to us the boundary lines of our operation, so that we can be able to know, as an army that cannot be divided, number one, we must understand our marching order, and we must understand the limit of our boundaries of operation. Everyone is given a territory to function, but everyone is not given strength in every territory. You must be able to understand, according to the ordination of God, there is a preservative plan to the place where He has put you. And I told you that one of the greatest weapons that the devil will use is to distract men and take them away from the Eden where God has planted them. There is a garden that God plants you, and the garden provides for your survival. The day you leave that garden, that day you begin to die. In the day you eat of this fruit, you shall continue to die. Let me tell you, they did not die the day they ate of the fruit. Their eyes was only open. God knew that their death was in Him casting them out of the garden, because if they remain in that garden, they will eat of the tree of life and live forever. Even God can't kill them like that. So He has to take them out. So the plan of the devil is to bring you to a point where you will be ostracized from the Garden of Eden. That you come to a point where all of a sudden everything about God you say is a lie, and now you are exactly where the devil wants you to be, where his arrow can get you. All through his life he has tried to get you, he cannot get you, but he's trying to position you to a place of advantage where his snipers can be able to get you. There is a place where the devil does not exist, but the devil will bring you to his confines of operation, because this thing is all about the law of atmosphere. There is an atmosphere where everything functions. The devil needs an atmosphere, God needs an atmosphere, and until that atmosphere is created where there cannot be participation. So every spirit beckon upon mortal men, because mortal men are the routers for the creativity of atmospheres. God can never be hosted upon the face of the earth until He requires men. The devil can't be hosted until He requires men. So the revival is let an army awake that can be able to host an immortal being, and through that capacity they can be able to reveal Him. And if God can find 5 of us, Lafia will be too small. If God can find 10 of us, Nasarawa State will be too small. And if he can find 50, Nigeria, we have to expand his territory to other countries. I'm trying to let you understand that God is still in the business of making men. God is interested in making mighty men to become warriors. What is the beauty of strength if you cannot fight? What is the beauty of understanding of your operations when it comes to war if you cannot exercise yourself? When was the last time you war in the spirit? Do you realize that darkness is seeking to encroach into our territory illegally? Where are the men that will be able to chase it out of place? Yet again, many of us are partners with the devil. We are in partnership, in participation with the devil to excel his will upon the face of the earth. I bring you a message. Martyrdom, the spirit of revival. We can talk about revival, preach about it, pray about it, do all kinds of program about it, but until a few people are willing to position themselves to become martyrs, those that are willing to allow the spirit of revival possess them, it will remain a cliche. Revival is not a program, my friends. It's not even a word in English language. Revival is a spirit that possesses men. In the day that spirit possesses men is evident. Everyone possessed of a spirit give expression to the spirit. And everybody that speak about revival without the possession of the spirit is still wasting his time. You will finish talking about it, preaching about it, and when you see a privilege for you to represent the Lord, you will run away. In the days of revival, everyone is willing to die. Our fathers that pioneered this revival, they love not their life even unto death. You must come to realize that the spirit of God that revived men is coming out of death to life. The Bible says, if the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead dwelleth in your mortal body, that same spirit will quicken your mortal body. That means there is a spirit that gives life unto man. Jesus said, I am the resurrection, I am the life. He that believe in me, although he is dead, he will live. But he that live and believe in me will never die. What he was trying to communicate to them is the spirit of revival, the ability to be able to live and be alive. Revival is not a program organized to bring men back from the dead. No. The goal of revival is that men are awoken and they remain alive forever. I will never forget one time Prophet Babs called me. He said, Philip, why do you people like this revival? Because that time on campus we used to bring them for revival every year. We would join Prophet Babs, Apostle Aaron, and quite a few of them, just so that our campus can be revived. You know, many of you have that mentality. You feel that when you do a big campus crusade in full Lafia and you bring Bishop David to Edebo, suddenly Jesus will come. It's a lie. After that crusade, men may become more carnal. Because it goes beyond just the program. There is a spirit that must be able to be resident upon the heart of a few men. And when that spirit is resident, even if there was not a program, men will rise. And they say, Philip, why do you guys like revival program? I say, sir, it's not that we like it, but we feel our people are dead. They need to be awoken. You see, why can't you guys remain alive and there is no need for revival? Which year will come and we'll say no need for revival program because all of us are alive? So our plan is that they will revive us, then we will die. After 1 year, they will come and revive us again, we will die. We can't make progress with God like that. If your plan is that you backslide, after 1 year, you wait for another program, you go and catch fire, then you backslide. What I'm talking about today doesn't concern you because you are a problem. I'm talking about the martyrs, those that are willing to remain alive even unto death. So that even in the days of their dying, as they are dying, they are laughing and they are speaking in tongues. You cut their head and their tongues is still coming out. And when you go back to sleep, you'll be hearing their voice in the spirit. Those ones are those that are revived. There are those that are dead, yet again their voice still speak like Abel. How comes you kill a man and he's not silent? He's revived. Revival is when your voice cannot be shut down. If your voice can be shut down in that campus, it means you are not revived yet. I told you last week that you are the reviver. They say you should not pray. They say you should not pray. When you are revived, you look for opportunity to pray. They don't stop you from praying. A man did not begin praying. He can't stop you from praying. Nobody can stop what he did not started. They didn't start. They were not the one that gave you the ability to speak in tongues. They can't be the one that will shut it. People read to me, Apostle, my church say I should not speak in tongues. Was it your church that gave you tongues before? People can only collect back what they have given. They cannot take what they have not given to you. Is it only the church that you speak in tongues in church? In the days of revival, church was the least place you find people. People are on the street. People are in the marketplaces. People are everywhere. In the days I'm going to go to this bus park, I will see Christians with megaphone preaching, speaking in tongues. In that day, we know revival has come, because the hunger and the passion can't wait for Sunday service for us to gather, waiting for a preacher that is dead to come and be preaching to us. It was Kenneth Hagin that said, Daddy Kenneth Hagin, you see, in the days of our society right now, all we have are customized pastors with collar, laying empty hands on empty head. Pastors that have nothing to give, laying hands on head that can't even receive nothing. Everybody deceiving each other. In the days of revival, hands don't need to be laid on you. As you come into an atmosphere, you are possessed by a spirit. And when you are possessed, it escorts you to your house. As you are in your house, something tap you by the back. And as you were trying to sleep, another spirit beckon upon you. Just when you close your eyes, you now see angels. And before you know it, you mount upon their wings, and they begin to take you higher. And in those days, cherubim become visible. When was the last time you see a cherubim? When was the last time you see a seraphims? It looks as though God is too far from us in these days. In those days, when we began with God, it was a normal thing for men to see cherubims, seraphims. It was normal for men to see angels. That time we even snap them, we even relate with them. It's normal. But because the level of iniquity have increased and the love of many have waxed cold, men don't love God again, so God cannot be popular in our vicinity. Go to many houses now, you can't find God. Go to many campuses, you can't find God. Go to many people hostel, you can't find God. If I check your phone now, I can't find God. It's all carnality that fool it. How can God come? See, do you know the things of God are hallowed matters? The cherubims and the seraphims, they got the glory and the holiness of God. This matter will be very far from you if your heart is far from God. In the days of revival, everyone is purged and purified. In those days of revival, you can keep your phone here and go and come back, you still find it, because everyone is too holy. They don't want anything that can divide them. In our day now, we are looking for opportunity to sin. We are trying to find out, is it a sin, is not a sin. We are trying to find a better way to have a better life in the flesh. See, we must advance beyond this. There is a clarion call, and men must be able to reawaken to it. Martyrs are those that don't care about their life. They only care about the Lord. If I live, I live. If I die, I die. How long do you think you will live upon the face of the earth? The measure of your life is not in the age you live chronologically. The measure of it is the capacity of your ability to reveal God. And the texture of it is what is defined. Jesus lived only 33 years upon the face of the earth. And he began living 3.5 years. Because his existence was defined by 3.5 years. Until now, we cannot recover from it. There were men like Baba Idahosa. Daddy Idahosa died at the age of 50 something, very early. 50 something, I'm telling you, is not an old age. My mother is almost 57 or 58 now. Idahosa died younger than her. But we can never recover from the impact of what he has done. Why? Because when men catch the spirit of revival, they advance and their life become a drink offering. And in the last days of their life, like Samson, one of the things he did within an hour was reckoned. The Bible says he was able to kill more people than the ones he has killed the entire of his life. In the days of revival, the strength of 10 men, the strength of 1,000. That is when one can chase 1,000, two chase 10,000. That utterances is only possible in the days of revival, when God gives strength to men. Are you willing to lose your life for Jesus? Or you are willing to gain it? Because all what is in your mind now is what you can gain. When I'm speaking about the martyrs that will partake of the spirit of revival, these ones are not looking for what they will gain for God. They are looking for what they will lose for God. And so if your heart is here in Shekinah and what you can get today is not a good service for you, because I'm not talking about what we can get. I'm talking about what we can give. I know you may not know that God is looking for those that can give him something, but I'm trying to let you understand that even God sometimes need help. In the days Jesus Christ, although he was God, but he was upon the strength of a mortal man, fully incapacitated, and he began to walk, advancing to Golgotha. He was flogged, he was beaten, and the time came his strength began to fail him. Suddenly he needed a man. How can an immortal God need a man? I thought angels could just come and take upon themselves the cause. I thought supernatural strength can come upon him. But it was revealed to us that even God need man. If God does not need a man, why did God need Philip Cephas to be standing here now? Why did God need Joy to sing? Why did God need Pastor Gilbert to sing? Why did God need Kratos? Why did God need Paul? It tells you to let you understand that God is limited. He's only omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscience through the agency of mortal man. I asked myself a question one day. We never told God to create us. He created us. It means he needs us. If God is so powerful as he claimed to be, he should have remained the way he is and not create us. There was no need for mankind. We will not even have a problem. In fact, there was no need for him to create even the devil. But because there is a dimension in God that brings glory to him when he creates, and he gives expression of that dimension, and that is the reason why we are becoming his progenitors. And from the strength of that, you must be able to understand that our life, if it comes out from him, we can only find glory when we return back to him. And that is the reason why anyone that is not planted in Christ can never have glory on the earth at all.